What's up everybody, it's Wyvern here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at Alolan Graveler. Now Alolan Graveler is an interesting one because he's one I was already starting to build a team around, kind of starting to do some research on, do some recordings on, and about halfway through this process it shot up from 28 or 29 in the PvP ranking, somewhere in that low 20s, up to number 4 overall, so that's quite the leap from it. It's starting to see a lot more play, and that's because it beats a lot of the top meta players, which we'll take a look at in a minute here. Now, Alolan Graveler has not seen play since Jungle Cup about this time last year, so it's been a hot minute since it's been able to be used in a Sylph Cup. You're probably going to need to break out the fast TMs if you did use it back then because it was running Rock Throw. Now you're going to want Volt Switch on it, and as for charge moves, it's going to run Rock Blast and Stone Edge. You might have had Thunderbolt on it if you ran it in Jungle Cup, so that's as well going to require a charge TM. Let's take a look at some of its wins and losses in the Catacomb Cup. It's going to lose to every relevant grass type for the most part, as well as Amistar, Umbreon, and Pinsir. There are a few grass types it beats, but none of them are really seeing play in the Catacomb Cup, which is why it's going to beat them. They're just not that good. As far as its wins, it's going to beat Zweilous, Sudowoodo, Scolipede, Drapion, Skuntank, Vespiquen, Beedrill, and Lapras, bringing it to a 68% win rate. And as you see here, it can do a heavy chunk of damage to Lapras if that Stone Edge goes through. Those Volt Switches are going to be hitting it super effective regardless. You can Shield Bait with Rock Blast, go straight for the Stone Edge if its shield's down, whatever. But it is a very powerful Pokemon, so let's hop into some footage and see how it does in the Catacomb Cup. So this first battle will be against Wizap7. If you're sensing a trend here, that is because we battle a lot, and I use a lot of that footage for my videos. Now, we're going to lead Venusaur into Carracosta here, which is a very good matchup for us. We're going to pull up that switch window right away because I'm expecting him to pull out those Vine Whips, hitting him 4 times effective. So he's going to switch into his Vespiquen, and we will follow suit with our switch into Alolan Graveler. Those Volt Switches do a decent bit of damage there, but we're only able to hit 1 before he gets to an X-Scissor. Fury Cutter going to be charging up energy pretty fast there. We're going to not shield because I know we can tank a few of those. Now we are going to go straight for this Rock Blast to try and get a shield out of him. Not even going to try and overcharge here. Rock Blast would hit that Vespiquen 4 times effective and probably either knock it out or bring it very low. So we do get that shield out of him there. We're able to land a few more Volt Switches and get up to another Rock Blast. He is going to win CMP though. I'm going to debate whether or not to shield this one. And we do end up shielding just because I don't want the Graveler to go down. Ends up being a power gem, so that's kind of interesting on his part. And now I'm hoping I'm able to just farm this Vespiquen down. Unfortunately, it is able to get to another X-Scissor, and we're going to end up spending our last shield on the Graveler so it doesn't go down with all this energy on it, especially knowing we can just hit it with a Volt Switch and carry this energy into the next matchup. Now I'm expecting the Carracosta to come back in with energy on it, so we're just going to go straight for a Rock Blast to try and get that last shield out of him there before he has time to go for his charge move. Now we're going to immediately switch into the Venusaur and go for Frenzy Plant. Now that we were able to get that shield out of him, the Frenzy Plant will be able to take down the Carracosta, no problem. And seeing what comes in next, it ends up being the Frostlass. So we're going to go straight for the Sludge Bomb. Frenzy Plant will be resisted by the Ice type. However, I honestly did not know Poison was resisted by Ghosts. That's something interesting to note as well. I'm not sure if Frenzy Plant would have done more or less in that situation, but it looks like if we had gone Frenzy Plant, we would have been able to get to another one. However, he is able to get to that Avalanche first. It's not a huge problem though, because the Venusaur goes down. We'll just come back in with the Alolan Graveler, go straight for that Rock Blast, knock out the Frostlass, and close out this match with a win. Match 2, we're going to mix it up a bit and end up leading with Alolan Graveler this time around. We're going to catch his Frostlass lead, so that's pretty good for us. So we're going to stick in this a little bit, obviously expecting him to pull out, but we'll stay in as long as he will. So we're going to be going straight for that Rock Blast, just try and get as much damage on the Frostlass as quickly as we can. Unfortunately, he knows it is 3 Volt Switches to a Rock Blast, so he was able to switch out and catch that charge move right as it came in. So good move on his part. Now we are going to charge up to another Rock Blast and then switch out. We'll follow suit. Expecting a Frenzy Plant to come in a minute here, so we will need to shield this. Maybe not the best play on my part. Probably should have gone straight for that Lapras right away. Be hitting it with that super effective Ice Shard. Regardless, we are just going to be able to farm down. Oh no, we do go for the Surf. That's my bad. So we'll go for the Surf to either knock out the Venusaur or get one last shield out of it. and it does end up knocking it out. So we'll see what comes in next. Ends up being a Caracosta, so that's going to be hitting the Lapras pretty hard. The Surf, however, will be hitting the Caracosta neutral as well, so that's not bad. Now we'll see if we maybe get a shield out of him here. We do, so we get that first shield out of him. However, he's just going to be able to farm down the Lapras with that Smackdown. Very powerful move, very strong. That's why Caracosta is ranked, I believe, 3rd in the meta on PvP right now. We're going to come in with the Venusaur, and I'm not sure whether or not to shield this. I ultimately decide not to, just because I don't think whatever it is will be able to knock us out. It ends up being a Surf, so Body Slam, another move it can have. That would have hit neutral, but he might just have one move on it at this time. So in comes another Surf. I know we don't need to shield that one, and I'm hoping to just be able to farm it down. I realize I'm not going to be able to, so I come in with the Alolan Graveler to finish it off, and now I have a Venusaur with a bunch of energy in the back. The Frostlass is going to come in with energy, and we're going to decide to shield because we do have a Rock Blast on it, so that Avalanche probably would have knocked us out, but we do have almost two Rock Blasts charged up, so I'm hoping to be able to get that last shield out of him and then knock out the Frostlass with the Rock Blast. So there goes one shield, trying to get to another one before he gets to Avalanche, and we are able to. So the Lapras has a bit more, or sorry, not Lapras, Frostlass has a bit more health in this matchup than the last one, and it's just barely not able to knock it out. However, that Volt Switch is going to come in and finish it. In the last match, we are going to lead with Alolan Graveler again. We're going to get that Sudowoodo lead out of him here. So this is technically a matchup that Graveler wins, but it's pretty shield dependent. It's not a risk I really want to take right now. So we're going to go ahead and switch into the Venusaur before we're able to take too much counter damage from the Sudowoodo. He's going to come in with his Scolipede, so definitely not the best matchup for us. We're going to be going straight for our Frenzy Plant here, just because it's going to be hitting a bit more damage than the Sludge Bomb would have. And it's going to be less energy, so kind of a win-win. Does a decent bit of damage to the Scolipede. Seems like he's maybe just trying to farm us down or something, but we're going to be able to get off another Frenzy Plant before that's going to happen. Now, if you checked out Wizap7's latest video on Sudowoodo, you're going to be able to see the footage of this match from his side as well. We're both using the same footage here, so it'll be interesting to see the other side of that. His latest video will be linked down in the description, so be sure to go check that out. He's going to come in with the X-Scissor on the Scolipede here, and we're going to decide not to shield just because I know it's not a great matchup for us. So we're going to come in with the Lapras, try and farm down the Scolipede, but he is able to get another move off. We're going to decide to shield this, thinking it's a Gyro Ball from a previous matchup. However, he's TM'd it, so it is a Mega Horn now. So that's a bit of a surprise there. Scolipede goes down. We're going to wait and see what comes in, probably expecting that Sudowoodo. It ends up being a Caracosta, though, so that's also not good for us. We're going to overcharge a bit, make him think it's a Skull Bash. Don't actually have that move. Obviously, as you can see down below, we have Ice Beam and Surf, but make him think it's a Skull Bash to try and get that shield out of him. It does end up working, and now we're able to get to another Surf before he's able to get to his charge move. So maybe get another shield out of him here, or maybe this will hit. And it does end up hitting, does close to half of the health on the Caracosta, so that's not too bad. We're going to switch into the Alolan Graveler and try and get a bit of energy for that Sudowoodo matchup and farm down the Caracosta. We're going to shield here because Surf would definitely hit us pretty hard. He's going to switch into that Sudowoodo now, but we have a bit of energy from that Caracosta matchup. So we're going to go straight for a Stone Edge. I don't expect him to think this is going to do too much damage. Maybe he'll think it's a Rock Blast or something. And that Stone Edge just obliterating that Sudowoodo, and it is able to farm him down before he's able to get to his move. And that just shows the sheer power and strength of Alolan Graveler there. Able to get a Rock Blast off, trying to get that last shield out of him. Probably should have just farmed him down with a Volt Switch, but I wasn't sure if he had a charge move to throw as well. So we're going to go for the Rock Blast, get that last shield out of him. Graveler goes down, and Lapras is going to come in. He has a Surf ready, though. Seems he doesn't have Body Slam on this one. It is just the Surf. Body Slam probably could have knocked out the Lapras, but he gets that Surf off. We're going for Ice Shard, and we end up tying. So you can see in those battles why Alolan Graveler just jumped up to the number 4 spot in PvPoke. It's a very powerful Pokemon in this cup, and it definitely shouldn't be underestimated, even with hitting neutral, like you saw on the Lapras in the beginning or against the Sudowoodo. That Stone Edge is going to deal massive damage, and you have the Rock Blast to be able to shield bait or just hit Pokemon like Vespiquen and Frostlass that you really don't need to go for that Stone Edge for. So I know I'm probably going to say this for a lot of Pokemon that I'm going to do videos on, but it will probably end up on my final team of 6. I think it's a very strong Pokemon. Normally, I do off-meta coverage, which is honestly what this video and research started as before it jumped up in the PvPoke rankings, but I still think it's strong enough to be able to make its way onto my team, and I'm very excited to use it and continue testing it in practice. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more PvP content, and until next time, guys, I'm Wyvern.